The fairest cape in the world, the Cape of Good Hope. And as you travel in a northwesterly direction, you come across a range of mountains called the Cederberg, home of the Rooibos tea plants, and the center of the thriving South African Rooibos agricultural sector. The Rooibos plants of the genus Asphallatus linearis are indigenous to the Cederberg and Clan William area, and they're not found anywhere else in the world in their natural state. They thrive in the infertile sandstone substrata, as is characteristic of these rugged slopes. The plants love a Mediterranean climate with its winter rainfall and are resistant to the extremities of temperature which plague the Cederberg Mountains. 100 years ago, the local inhabitants discovered how to brew a delectable tea from the needle-shaped leaves, initiating a tradition that would culminate in today's multi-million rand industry with a strong export component, supplying a beverage whose unique and piquant taste is enjoyed by connoisseurs all over the world. But this innoxious-looking 1.5-meter bush with small yellowish flowers harbors a secret which was only recently fully revealed. A secret which is revolutionary in application. A secret which was discovered by a mother in Pretoria in 1968. A secret which has since helped thousands of babies and allergy sufferers. An allergic reaction is not a disease. It's the body's natural way of fighting off toxins which it perceives to be foreign. We will all suffer from allergic attacks given the presence of a sufficiently toxic trigger, or allergen as it's known by the scientists. But those who suffer regularly are sensitive to substances which most of us find completely harmless. The range of allergens which trigger such attacks are wide indeed, almost as various as the number of people they affect, extending from preservatives and colorants used in the manufacture of processed foods to natural foods, specifically yellow fruit and vegetables, to wheat, dairy products and many others. Annique Theron, in her now widely known book on allergies in young children and the treatment thereof, documents a really bizarre case about a woman being allergic to her own husband. Whenever he touched her, her skin would break out in huge welts. And for many thousands of mothers who have to contend with unhappy babies, their allergies and all the frightening side effects are only too real. So it was for Annique and her 4-month-old baby girl, Lorinda, who had been ill virtually since the minute she was born. Colic, runny tummies and vomiting had been their constant companions. Medical advice and 13 changes in feed had come to naught until one day, the 8th of April 1968, quite by chance.
Yes. Quite by chance, I happened to warm up the milk in Lorinda's bottle using a little bit of Rooibos tea which I had recently brewed, with nothing short of astounding results. Without bringing up her milk, my baby, well, she's a big girl now, proceeded to sleep solidly for 3 hours, something she had never done before. Thereafter, all her bottles were given Rooibos treatment, and within 10 days, her weight was back to normal. From a miserable, chronically allergic baby, she had transformed into a rosy-cheeked child with a happy disposition.
And from then on, Annique never looked back. With a single-minded purpose, she set out to research the healing and curative properties of the Rooibos herb.
At the time of my discovery, extensive research had already been done about the therapeutic properties of herbs in South Africa under the auspices of the University of Pretoria. That comprehensive study on volksgeneeskunde in South Africa was led by Professor Joe Steyn. No mention was made in it about the healing properties of Rooibos per se. And when my discovery was referred to various universities, all of them maintained that the baby might have outgrown her sensitivity. However, having lived with my baby intimately for so many months, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that that was not the case. Furthermore, I was too precise in my clinical testing to have doubted my observations and logical conclusions. I knew then that I would have to find other babies with similar problems in order to verify my original findings. By November 1968, I had 18 mothers who volunteered their allergic babies. The case histories of some of those babies and many others are recorded in this book I wrote about the discovery.
And today the secrets of this rather unprepossessing plant continue to unfold. Chemical analysis has shown that each cup of Rooibos tea contains all the following minerals and trace elements. In addition to which, it has a high vitamin C content, potentially as much as 15.7 milligrams per 100 grams, a concentration which approaches that of some fruit and vegetables. Health-conscious people may be interested in knowing that unlike most other teas, Rooibos contains absolutely no caffeine whatsoever. Rooibos is a herb, and as such it can make a valuable contribution in the kitchen, complementing other herbs and spices, particularly when it comes to gravy. Its mahogany color obviates the need to use artificial colorants, and its delicately unique flavor lends itself to great desserts. Culinary application aside, Annique Theron's discovery has had and continues to have definitive implications for a variety of disorders. One of the advantages of the beverage is that it's compatible with all medicines and drugs prescribed by doctors, producing no side effects if used in conjunction with medication. Its anti-allergic properties make it an ideal form of relief for sinus and hay fever sufferers. A cup of plain Rooibos tea will alleviate the discomfort of sneezing and having an itchy nose. And for the eyes, there are skin wipes specially impregnated with the Rooibos extract. These will relieve the puffiness and redness of hay fever eyes, leaving them cool and dry. Apply once in the morning on rising and then as required during the course of the day. If you've been sniffing and suffering from a runny nose for weeks on end, you may like to try this following procedure. Put your nose into a cup of lukewarm Rooibos and inhale the liquid about 1 centimeter into the nostrils. Hold your breath for a few seconds and release the liquid. Then blow your nose gently. Acne is another condition which has been known to benefit from Rooibos. Wiping the face down with plain Rooibos on a regular basis will soon pay dividends. Using products containing concentrated extracts of Rooibos to give the user optimal benefit of the herb is extremely beneficial. Acne sufferers might like to try a Rooibos facial mask. The ingredients are half a cup of plain Rooibos, fairly warm, a teaspoonful of apple cider vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of oatmeal. Mix them all together and allow the mixture to cool until lukewarm. Spread evenly over the whole face and then lie down and relax for about 15 minutes. Rinse off with lukewarm Rooibos, press to dry, and apply the special Rooibos skin tonic and moisturizer. But now remember, if you suspect or know that you're allergic to oatmeal, please use a gluten-free flour instead. The range of Rooibos products also includes shampoos and conditioners. Regular use of the hair care range improves the condition of the hair and counteracts dandruff and itchy, dry scalp. Rooibos. Who would have thought that it concealed such beneficial remedies for so many ills for so long? But unfortunately, science lags behind, and to date, no conclusive evidence with regards to the alleviation of allergies has been researched. But whatever the future might hold, there will always be thousands of people who found peace of mind through Annique's persistence and are willing to testify to its healing properties. styles whack away and hip-hop jams go beyond the formula breaks. On every street, new styles and trends explode. The young generation is bolder and hipper than ever before, with fashion mania flying high in the streets. This is the me generation, and they know what they want, and they know what they like, and they like to look good. With fashions running riot, there's been a renaissance in teenage images, and they all subscribe to a new culture which stresses the importance of skin, hair, and clothes. Young jocks, when they're not scrumming on the rugby field, wage war against acne in the bathroom. And girls have put their dolls to bed in favor of spending that extra time looking after their skin. But whatever the era, teenagers will always have to contend with physical and hormonal changes which wreak havoc with their skins, erupting in a spectrum of disorders such as acne, too dry skin, too oily skin, and excessive dandruff. In some cases, such skin ailments may be carried into adulthood, with scarred and pitted faces often bearing the unfortunate legacy of problems associated with youth, resulting in far graver consequences such as psychological problems and low self-esteem in a society which places tremendous value on physical appearance. And so, teenagers need every bit of guidance, practical cooperation and understanding in order to reach adulthood with greater confidence and better self-image. The achievement of this goal starts with self-discipline and a commitment to good habits such as adequate skincare routines and finding a range of skincare products in line with this young and exciting time of life. Something that's a little different and that's going to make skincare fun. Of course, achieving an attractive skin demands a balanced and nourishing diet, which means avoiding such teenage gourmet delights as hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza, all of which are fatty and full of additives, a regular program of exercise, and trying to maintain a balanced emotional attitude and a positive mental outlook. Sticking to these rules will help in the prevention of acne, something which afflicts 90% of teenagers. Acne is a disorder of the sebaceous glands which lie just before the top layer of the skin, which manufacture and distribute sebum. A combination of vigorous hormonal changes, the turbulent emotions, and a bad diet cause these glands to become overactive. Too much sebum is released, not only making the skin greasy, but plugging up the sebaceous glands openings on the skin. This plugged duct causes a whitehead to become visible just under the skin. As it emerges, it becomes exposed to air and oxidizes, forming a blackhead. A hardened top layer of the skin grows over the duct and further blocks it, resulting in a raised red bump called a pimple. White blood cells now rush over to the area of infection and join in battle with the invading bacteria. The result? An infectious skin lesion known as a pus pimple. In time, the acne will disappear, leaving unsightly scars. The answer, of course, lies in prevention, which primarily means keeping the skin clean. Teenagers should use a cleanser that will not burn the skin or the eyes. Apply it with light circular movements, removing it almost immediately with a clean facial cloth or sponge. In this way, all surface impurities are removed, ensuring the pores do not get blocked. And the antibacterial action of the cleanser should heal the acne. Make sure that the cleanser is pH balanced. A factor of about 6.8 is recommended. This cleans the skin and is yet gentle enough to leave it soft and without a burning sensation. Now remember, don't use a cleanser too often. Once a day is fine. Cleansing too frequently will merely overstimulate the sebaceous glands, causing them to produce more sebum, which only clogs up the pores.
Oily and problem teenage skin, which is inclined to be dull and lifeless, prevent the formation of blackheads and pimples by using a facial wash, lifting impurities without stripping the skin of its essential oils. Mixed with a little bit of